Hey everybody, it's Trags alongside CLNS Media Red Sox writer Nick Quaglia outside Fenway Park. Nick, the Red Sox come into this series with the Houston Astros with a major league leading 97 and 44 mark. Clearly, they have established themselves as the best team in baseball, but with the defending World Series champion Houston Astros coming into Fenway Park this weekend, are the Red Sox or the Astros really the team to beat come postseason?
You know, we talked about it all year. I feel like we've been talking about this since April, all the speculation with this team, because it seemed almost too good to be true. They started out the year 17-2. This team was playing unbelievable, but people kept questioning, is this team actually that good? We figured out, yeah, they're actually that good. And, you know, comparing them with the Astros, and if the Astros are actually still the World Series defending champions, or the team to beat, essentially, yes and no, they're a different team than they were last year. If you look at how they were built last year, they went into the playoffs almost like how the Red Sox did. People questioned the bullpen. They didn't know if that bullpen could hold up in the postseason.
Good point.
If you look at the numbers now, they've got the best bullpen ERA-wise in baseball, coupled with the best starting rotation in baseball. Last year, they kind of made it through the postseason and through the season with really an offensive regime, a really powerful offense. They won the World Series basically with their offense, kind of like how the Red Sox are built right now. But they still had that talent. They didn't lose many people, if anybody, on the team, and they've got a DH now, Tyler White, who is hitting the crap out of the ball. So essentially, if they can get back to the way they were hitting last postseason, this team is going to be scary in the postseason. And I'm going to say, although the Red Sox are 97 and 44, the Astros are still the team to beat.
What about comparing the pitching staffs and the starting rotations? I think arguably going into the postseason, these two pitching staffs, certainly in the American League playoffs, these are the two best starting rotations in the game and in the American League. And I think that's where the Red Sox want to make this a battle of the starting rotations, but not necessarily the bullpens.
That's absolutely it. And this is – the Red Sox have a confident starting rotation. You look at Chris Sale as a 1.97 ERA right now. But then there's two, I guess you can say, question marks with David Price and Rick Porcello.
See, I don't see David Price as a question mark. I know a lot of people do because of his personality, but the numbers really don't support that.
The numbers this season, yeah, but what we got to talk about is the postseason, and it's been the same story all year. Last year, since the Red Sox signed him, this guy is 0-8 in the playoffs. So comparatively that way, if you're going to talk about how they're going to perform against each other in the postseason, then we have to talk about David Price's record in the playoffs.
As a starter, that's a fair point.
As a starter, exactly. Now, so if you want to go 1-1, 2-2, 3-3, Verlander, Sale, two excellent pitchers. Price and Garrett Cole. Garrett Cole is an excellent pitcher. And then number 3, Rick Porcello, has shown spurts of 2016 Rick Porcello this year. Can he hold that in the playoffs? Because we've also seen 2015, 2017 Rick Porcello this year. So he's a little inconsistent. So the question is he going to be able to hold up in a Game 3 scenario against, let's say, Dallas Keuchel?
What do you want to see from the Red Sox in terms of the way they approach the Houston Astros in this weekend series?
It's going to have to be offensive baseball. They're going to have to show what has gotten them to this point so far. I mean, yeah, you can look at the starting rotation and even the bullpen. People like to hate on the bullpen. Bullpen, I think, is ranked 6th in the MLB right now.
Right.
But if you want to win games against the Houston Astros, you're going to have to hit. You're going to have to hit because we just went over the starting rotation and we talked about the bullpen being number 1 in the league. Coupled with those, you're going to have to show up and hit. Because regardless of what a lot of these numbers are, Carlos Correa has been underperforming. George Springer's been underperforming this year. At least
he was a Red Sox killer in the ALDS last year.
He was, especially offensively. Then you obviously have Jose Altuve hitting .318 right now. Alex Bregman, I think, is hitting .298. And then, like I said earlier, Tyler White. They can hit, and they can get to David Price and Rick Porcello potentially. So if you're going to beat these guys, you're going to have to do what you've been doing all year. And you're going to have to hit the crap out of the ball. There's a reason this team leads the league in total bases, leads the league in doubles. They don't lead the league in home runs, but their ability to not just hit singles and to get on base and to get men into scoring position, it's unlike any other. They almost have over, I believe it's 80 total bases more than the second-place team.
Here's what I want to see from the Red Sox this weekend. I want to see them win at least one close game. Why is that, Nick Quaglia? Because the series, the ALDS, was decided last year in that memorable one-run game in game number 4 where the Red Sox came from behind. Rafael Devers had the inside-the-park home run. But, oh, by the way, if you remember about that game number 4, the Astros tacked on a run in the top of the 9th inning, and they were able to win the only close game of that series.
And we're going to talk about the 9th inning now, right? If you want to get down to one-run games, it's going to come down to who can shut who down in the 9th inning. You have Craig Kimbrell against their recently acquired Osuna, because remember, Ken Giles, he's gone. Ken Giles completely fell off the wagon this year. They're both excellent pitchers, excellent closers. My worry is Craig Kimbrell, is he going to bounce back the way that we know Craig Kimbrell can? The guy has been one of the best closers since he came to Boston, but this is his worst year statistically. It's tough to say, but that's just the truth. This is his worst year statistically. I wrote a column on this on CLNS Media. 5 out of 7 games, he gave up a run. Now, the Red Sox offense is so good, they won all of those games regardless. But if it's going to come down to a closing battle, you're going to have to see Craig Kimbrell step it up from what he's been doing lately, and we saw a little glimmer of that yesterday. It's all about control with him. It's all about the fastball, throwing strikes, and not allowing guys to get on base. Look at his whip. His whip is pretty high for a closer. He's got to get back under control. If he can get under control, we know what he can do. It's going to come down to a closing situation if it's a one-run game, clearly. So we need Kimbrell to show up in Boston if they're going to win the series.
2017 defending World Series champions against the team with clearly the best record in baseball, the Boston Red Sox of 2018. Should be a great weekend of baseball right behind us at Fenway Park. We'll have you covered on CLNS Media as well as on Twitter. Be sure to follow us on Twitter at Red Sox CLNS. He's Nick Quaglia. I'm Mike Petralia. Outside Fenway Park, CLNS Media.